Okay, imagine this. You're walking down a street in Santiago, Chile. The air is buzzing with anticipation for a concert. But here's the twist. It's not a Latin pop star, or a reggaeton icon drawing massive crowds. It's BTS. A Korean boy band. And they're about to sell out stadiums across Latin America, from Mexico City to Sao Paulo. This is the Korean wave, or Hallyu, crashing into South America with tsunami-level force. But wait, Chile isn't just consuming K-pop anymore. They're remixing it, reshaping it, and spitting it back out as something totally new. And that, my friends, is where the real story begins. Let's unpack this. For decades, K-pop has been a global force, blending hyper-polished production, addictive hooks, and choreography that could make even the stiffest dancer jealous. But when Chilean kids started falling for BTS, Blackpink, and Stray Kids, something unexpected happened. They didn't stop at learning the dance moves or memorizing Korean lyrics. They asked, what if we took this blueprint and rebuilt it with our own identity? Enter Q_ARE, a 6-member boy group mixing Spanish, English, and Chilean slang into high-energy tracks that feel like a neon-soaked video game explosion. Their music videos. Retro pixels, glitch effects, and makeup that looks like it was dipped in a rainbow. And get this. They're writing their own songs, designing their own visuals, and training harder than most Olympic athletes. But here's the kicker, they're not trying to be K-pop. They're creating something entirely different. A hybrid that's 50% soul, 50% Santiago, and 100% next-gen pop. Now, let's slow down. Why does this matter? Well, most people assume cultural trends flow one way, west to the rest. But Q_ARE flips that script. They're taking a genre born in soul, infusing it with Latin energy, and sending it back out to fans in Singapore, Japan, and the US. It's like musical globalization in reverse, and it's blowing up the old rules. What's fascinating here isn't just the music, it's the confidence. These kids aren't hiding their roots. They're rapping about Chilean street slang, then explaining those lyrics for fans across Latin America. They're owning their identity while borrowing from another culture. And honestly, that's the healthiest way to do cross-cultural art. None of this copy-paste nonsense, this is remix culture at its finest. But wait, let's zoom out. This isn't just about one boy band. Look deeper, and you'll see Korean restaurants popping up in Santiago's Patronato neighborhood, Chilean-owned and serving up kimchi tacos. Yes, that's a thing. There's a Sejong Institute teaching Korean to 200 students, quadruple what it had in 2019. One of their alumni, Valeria Vivo, who's basically a K-culture ambassador. And here's the paradox. These students aren't learning Korean to work at a tech giant, or read classical literature. They are doing it to understand BTS lyrics, or binge-watch Squid Game without subtitles. Pop culture as a gateway drug to language learning. Genius, right? Now, here's where I get speculative. QARE's rise isn't just a local success story, it's a blueprint for how global pop music might evolve. Think about it. Streaming platforms have already erased borders. A Chilean kid can study K-pop's playbook on YouTube, then collaborate with a producer in Brazil, or a dancer in Mexico. The barriers are gone. And what QAir proves is that authenticity isn't about where you're from, it's about how you blend influences into something that feels real. Yeah, purists will say, this isn't K-pop. But honestly, they are missing the point. This is what cultural evolution looks like. It's messy, it's hybrid, and it's unstoppable. Let me leave you with this thought. We're watching the end of pure cultural identities in pop music. Q_R is just the start. What happens when every region takes K-pop's toolkit, those flashy visuals, obsessive fan engagement, and genre-blurring sounds, and stamps it with their own DNA. You get a world where a boy band from Santiago drops singles with J-pop anime aesthetics and reggaeton basslines. And honestly, that sounds way more exciting than cookie-cutter pop. So next time you hear about BTS selling out another stadium, don't just think about Korea's influence. Ask, who's taking that spark and lighting their own fire? Because in Chile, the answer's already dancing in front of you.